Hello, and welcome to Josh and Ethan's inaugural podcast on the 28th of May, 2015. Yeah, this can either be a colossal failure or the start of our glorious revolution. Either way, I'm happy. Good to have you here, Josh.
Good to be here, Ethan.
Um, so yeah, we don't know what to talk about because we honestly don't have a list. Like, we figured this would just be a place that we can talk about shit we like. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. Shit is my favorite word. I don't know if you know that. I'm not gonna say a lot of stuff. Like, I'm not gonna, use the Lord's name in vain.
But shit will be on the.
Because the perfect word to express many feelings, anguish, joy, fecal matter. I'm sorry. This got really gross really quick.
Yeah.
Welcome to our mind.
We've already taken a dark turn.
Anyways, you were telling me before this started about a desire of yours, and I want you to talk about it.
Well, one of my lifelong dreams, for at least the past 6 months, has been to go into space before I die and piss towards the Earth.
Okay.
And in doing so, my biggest concern is the fact that I will fly away from my spacecraft because of the force of my urine. So
I just want to go on note here. We are, I think, about a minute in to this podcast, and we've already discussed two bodily functions. Not very nice ones either. And I apologize, but we are men.
Yeah.
And it's what we do. If you don't know this, that's what men talk about 95% of the time. I'm not going to tell you what the other 5 is, but you can guess. So yeah, my biggest worry about this endeavor of yours would not be the flying off into space. It'd just be, like, I don't know what space is going to do to my nether regions. I don't. Like, it could freeze or, like, irradiate and explode.
Or what if it sucks all the body fluids out of you through your urethra?
That would suck.
Could you imagine?
No.
Blood,
Okay.
stomach acid.
No, let's not. I don't want to imagine
Which
that.
brings up another concern.
Yeah.
Another body fluid and its effect in space. I could be the father of my own species.
Well, could you, though?
Well, it depends on the level of mutations that could occur
In
the
space?
I mean, we don't know.
Well, if you gave birth, you gave birth, Josh. If you gave birth on Mars, that'd be something spectacular. That'd be a medical
That
phenomenon.
would be a miracle on Earth.
But if not alone on Mars, right? But if you were to aid in the birth of a child on Mars, yeah, it would be the first Martian, but it'd still be human. It's not like,
Would it be though?
yeah.
Like, what about Mars's like the different environments' effects on development?
Okay, maybe. I don't know enough about this topic. We need to get a scientist in here, but I don't know enough about Mars to
So are we gonna have a guest speaker later on in the season?
get Neil deGrasse Tyson on here. Yeah. Hey, Neil. You want to...
If I shoot into space and it lands on Mars, will it be its own species? You guys said you were here to talk to me about theoretical physics. Nah.
This is theoretical physics, is it not? We are theorizing.
About the physics and the biology, I guess. But it's all the same, because everyone knows that biology is chemistry and chemistry is physics, and physics is math.
And math is just the devil's brew.
Hell. That's why the world is evil. Is because everything in the world is based off of math.
Yeah. Did we invent math, or was math always there?
Math was in the garden. Math was the serpent.
Astute observation. Okay.
It was like God is 50, and if you eat this fruit, you'll be like 75, greater than.
Yeah. Back to peeing on the world. No way that would reach anybody. So
You think it would evaporate?
Oh
before?
yeah. I don't even think it'd get to Earth. I think it just float around.
What if I?
That's what they do nowadays. They just shoot it out into space.
That's so weird.
That's not really that weird. It probably just breaks down into such small molecules that it doesn't even matter anymore.
Could you imagine in the future if we had like an orbiting city, and that was like their solution to waste, is they just shot it? Is what if it all gathered and created like an asteroid the size of Texas,
An asteroid of shit.
made of feces?
Again, I apologize, but it's fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Because
if it were to clump together, it would be an asteroid of
A feastroid.
nefarious a feastroid. That's not that. So that's not your best, but
That
but
was like
yeah.
a 5.
I'll give it to you.
Strong 4.
A strong 4. No, again, back to the thing. My biggest fear though would be like just having my dick freeze. Just
Not
off.
burn? Like just freezing is your concern.
Well, it's incredibly cold in space. So cold that I'm wondering if I wouldn't even maybe I'd be numb before it even takes shape. But the temperatures in space vary so much. I
you
mean,
think it would freeze inside of you?
nah.
No, you think it would
I
make
have
it
my
out before
body
that?
if I have my spacesuit on.
Well, yeah, but
regular
think about it,
temperature.
because that is going to be out there. I mean,
Yeah.
just wriggling around like a space worm.
Like 6 months later, the
Yeah.
International Space Station's come by. All of a sudden, on the side of the window. Jimmy, what was that? Don't worry about it. Weren't you out there? Like, no,
Nope,
don't
nope.
worry. Did you have an accident? Don't. Let's not talk about it. Okay.
I've been seeing you sitting down to pee. You want to talk about it? No.
I don't think you can sit down to pee in space. Well,
You mean you have to sit down to pee in space?
what I understand I don't know how it is now, but from the incredibly factual movie Apollo 13, I remember maybe it wasn't the movie. I don't know. I saw something about Apollo 13 where they
You're sure it wasn't Apollo 15? Because that was just a fantastic movie.
God, I loved it.
5 stars. And if anyone disagrees, you can email me right now.
No, but they would simply put their junk into this condom-like thing, and then they'd pee in that, and it'd kind of shoot out in space. And I imagine that's how it's still done for the men on the station. There are women on the station. I bet that's more of like the other removal system where it's just kind of you sit down and there's a suction
Like a
type
vacuum.
thing, like a vacuum. Yeah, the International Space Station is just one of the marvels of mankind. I was watching something the other day talking about it's Smarter Every Day. I don't know if you know that show. It's on YouTube. It's a great show. I love it. But it was the guy was talking about he went to one of the NASA engineers who designed the shutters on the space station.
The space station has shutters?
Yeah, because
Does it have blinds?
yes,
Drapes?
space blind. The drapes,
Space drapes?
the drapes were discontinued
Uh,
due to a fire hazard.
are the
and-
curtains still there? Then?
Do the drapes match the curtains
That's the biggest question, especially with redheads.
in space?
Of course.
You
Because
mean Mars?
No.
Okay. So no, but the micrometeorites are so dangerous. Or I don't know if they're everything in space can kill you. Let's just get that
Well,
out of the way
everything
first.
here can kill you.
Everything can. You're
There's
gonna.
a Morocco over there.
You're gonna die. There is a Morocco over there that is broken with pebbles in it that I got from the Bahamas or something like that, and I could probably bludgeon somebody to death with that, or make them eat the pebbles.
Yeah.
Everything can kill you. Either anyway.
Do you know if they're
Mike,
actually pebbles?
Let me
Because
finish my story.
Some Maracas, like from other countries like that, have a bean in it.
It's pebbles. It's definitely
pebbles?
rocks. It's rock.
Because there's some of them that have like poisonous beans in them, like that contain cyanide, and it's kind of scary.
Do they want to kill you?
Apparently so,
Okay.
but doesn't everyone?
Isn't cyanide non-lethal and like it's?
No,
'Cause-
cyanide will kill you.
No, I mean like there's a certain type that isn't. I know that plum seeds contain cyanide, and like if
We'll
you
probably
eat
trace them out.
yes, if you eat them, you're not gonna die immediately.
If you ate like 1,000,000 plums, you'd probably get backed up before that happened, though.
Yeah.
You'd probably go to a doctor.
Anyways, the blinds on the space station, not blinds, shutters. They operate so that micrometeoroids don't cut go through the glass basically because they have a viewing station. That's where all the pictures and stuff come from on the space station, and yeah, it's like 7 windows I think. I'm probably wrong on the number, but an amount of windows that they use to film the shots of the Earth and stuff, and you can't keep those open all day, so they have these blinds that are like as thick as you, and not that you're sorry. No, but like as thick as like as a body that just close up and it's such a simple thing, but it's like you think about it, it's like, oh yeah, there's probably a ton of really simple but incredibly vital things on the space station.
Yeah, that's not a very elegant solution to the problem, but
Well,
effective. I would
it is.
imagine.
It is pretty elegant. It's just like a little. It's all mechanical. There's no electronics that I know of. And you twist this wheel, and they just close. And the only thing separating the vacuum of space from the inside are 2 little O-rings on each of the blinds. I mean, each of the shutters.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, that's completely terrifying. Like, you know what an O-ring is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
I love cars.
Oh.
Come watch my other podcast about. Not yet.
Car
One
talk.
day.
Speaking of cars, you want to talk about cars? Because you love cars. I don't know anything about cars. I have a car,
I also have a car.
and that's about my extensive knowledge of cars. It's a Volvo, and it's dirty, and I need to clean it, and it has some dents. Other than that,
We both have turbo vehicles though, so you could at least pretend.
they pretend. Oh yeah, I got a. Hey man, I got
I got a turbo.
I got a turbo. It's a 2.5 liter turbo.
On the
I don't know what that means.
on the discussion of Volvos though, is something that I've always found strange about that is the fact that your car's a 5-cylinder, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
That's
5 cylinder.
so weird.
I guess I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's a straight 5, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like all the cylinders are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
yeah.
So I've never understood how because pretty much every other car maker for the longest time has used even numbered pistons, whether it's in a straight configuration like a BMW straight 6 or a big V8 in a Corvette or whatever, because those are opposing. But why 5? Do you know?
I've absolutely zero.
Why do
idea.
the Swedes have to be?
The Swedes have to be original. They have to be unique.
So do you think
It's the home of IKEA, Josh. They can't just,
Well, I was about to say, do you think it's like IKEA, like they just forgot to put one piece in the engine, but by then it was too late? They were like,
Maybe.
all of them are going to be.
What I
want
want to know is I don't know if the current Volvo, because my Volvo is from '04, and I don't know if the new ones still have 5 cylinders. That's something I should look up. Yeah, but I don't know. Would that affect the gas in any way or?
Well, depending
Power?
on, I mean, yeah, there a lot of things go into that, but it's just a lot of the reasons that cars, especially like V cars, have the same number of pistons, is it's balanced, and I don't know. I feel like 5, something about odd numbers and balance doesn't go together. Like that doesn't sit right.
I like odd numbers.
I'm sure Volvo knows what they're doing.
I've always liked odd numbers.
Is there a particular reason you like odd numbers?
I like 3
Why?
because I like 3. I don't know. 3, 1, and 5 are good numbers. 7's, yeah. 7 go.
But that's lucky number 7.
Nah, it's not lucky at all. No.
13 is supposed to be the unlucky number. That has 1 and 3.
I think 13 is a lucky number in disguise, and people are just like, oh, it's the unlucky number because society has told them that. But think for yourself, people. Really, come on.
So whenever Jason
Don't be a cog in the system.
Whenever Jason comes up on Friday the 13th and kills everyone, that's just he doesn't know.
No. Why would Jason know it's Friday the 13th?
Maybe it's lucky.
He
for
just
him.
woke up, come out of the river, just murder people. He's like, what day is it? Friday? 13? Okay, cool, whatever.
That works.
That works.
You think you noticed like over the years, like the pattern, like I only seem to wake up on these days. It's weird.
I do not like Friday the 13th. That is not a movie I enjoyed. And not because I don't like scary movies, just because I thought it was kind of corny.
So you don't like scary movies at all?
No, I like scary movies.
You just said you don't like scary.
I said it's not that I don't like scary movies.
Ah.
It
So
depend-
what is your favorite scary movie?
My thing is I don't know. There's a difference between scary and like slasher gore. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no.
And like to me the scariest movies are the ones that are incredibly suspenseful. Like that you don't see a lot. So in that regard, I don't know. The Shining's pretty good.
Never actually seen that movie.
You should.
I've never seen
I
The
don't-
Silence of the Lambs either.
Well, screw you, man.
Have you seen The Silence of the Lambs?
Of course.
All the way through.
Yes.
Because I started it, but I couldn't.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
I couldn't do that movie for more than like half an hour.
Is it why? Because
It was too slow.
I can see that. It's good though.
It doesn't
gets good at
move the
end.
plot along fast enough.
For you.
Yeah.
But Josh, you have a very slow brain.
My favorite movie is Jurassic Park. I like those kinds of movies.
That was my dinosaur noise.
Which makes me super pumped for Jurassic World coming June 12th.
I don't know.
You
I
should go
don't
see
know. I'm gonna go see it. My problem is I've seen the trailers for it and stuff, and it's just like, why would you make Why would you make your own dinosaur?
The premise is rather upsetting. I'm not gonna lie.
And why would you cross two of the most dangerous, so-called dangerous dinosaurs there are? You get like something with the body of a T-Rex and the smarts and tactics of a velociraptor. Why would you do that?
You know what I wonder? Is if they hired another fat programmer, or if like that's like against their code now.
I saw in the preview there's the guy from New Girl. I forget his name. He plays the Jake, I think his name is in that. He was in Let's Be Cops. I think maybe he's the programmer. He's not like fat, but
Yeah. But like now they have a weight cutoff after the whole Dennis Nedry incident.
he was stupid. Let's
That's
be
a
honest.
great actor though.
Oh, I love him. He's awesome. I love him in Seinfeld, which is surprisingly still relevant.
Which I don't understand.
Yeah,
But that's like Friends. People still care about Friends.
I do not care for Friends.
If we want to keep the
I do not
teenage
care.
girl audience, we should probably stop dissing.
Friends.
Yeah.
I don't care about the teenage girl audience.
Go away.
This is for you and me. This is not for anybody. This is for our love
And then if someone just pops in and is
of.
like, "Hey
You
guys,"
didn't let me finish. I was gonna say our love of entertainment, not just our love. We're not.
don't lie to the internet.
But yeah, I was never been a huge fan of Friends, and just because I don't know, all I've seen, I didn't grow up with it, you know, I didn't see reruns. I mean, I have seen reruns, but it's like whenever there was a rerun of Friends, I was like, and I changed the channel. I never gave it a chance. Maybe that's the reason I don't like it. But to me, it's just
What's a basic sitcom?
I don't like basic sitcoms.
There's nothing exciting about it.
Yeah, does it have a laugh track? I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only show in recent history that I have enjoyed with a laugh track is The Big Bang Theory, and even now it's getting
Old.
like once they all got girlfriends, I was kind of just like, it's not.
Well, oh wait, Kuther probably did.
Yeah,
I'm not caught up with the current season.
I think he's
still,
dating that redhead girl
Oh yeah.
who is quite pretty. That was really creepy the way I said it. I could have said, "Oh man, she's so hot." Yeah.
Yeah, that just would have been
Like,
fine. Everyone would have been like,
excuse
"Oh,
me,
he's a guy."
She's quite pretty.
She's so purdy.
But yeah, I've never really liked the laugh track sitcoms. Like, and I know some of them do live audience, and that's cool.
I've never understood how that
reason-
works with filming though.
Well, they film the scene, take the laughs, blah blah blah, do all that stuff. A lot of what's done now though is dubbing in laughter, because you'll notice when you watch The Big Bang Theory The Big Bang Theory or something, some of the laugh track, like you hear the same laughter over and over again.
Yeah.
And sometimes if something's really 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 funny in the show, like there was an episode where Polly and Howard you were like giving each other like a breast exam, and like you could tell that laughter was genuine. That was the actual audience laughing at that moment. Whereas other parts in that show, it's most likely because they have a comedian come out beforehand and tell jokes and stuff. They probably take that laughter and then dub it in, and they
So,
do that for a lot of shows.
Do you think that perhaps the reason they have to dub in some laughter is because the people in the audience didn't laugh enough when the
Yeah,
actual-
exactly. Like the
yeah.
joke just kind of fell flat, and that's what's so great about early sitcoms, like I Love Lucy, for instance. You know, that was a live audience, and that wasn't a laugh track. It was them laughing. So if a joke fell flat, it just fell flat. You know,
You weren't forced
you
to
weren't
enjoy it.
Yeah, you weren't
because-
forced to like it. And if it was excellent, you know, you laugh along with it. That's why I think I Love Lucy and even Dick Van Dyke Show are such staples when it comes to the classic sitcom format. I don't know a whole lot about TV, honestly. I watched a lot of early, sitcoms like that, Green Acres, things like that from my dad, who used to, we have all those at our house, and he used to love all that stuff. It's what he grew up with. But like after the late 60s, and once you get into like 70s and 80s,
It's all just downhill.
yeah, because I haven't seen that much, so I don't know.
What about that 70s show?
Oh, that's it. That 70s show was good. It's good. I enjoyed that when it was on because it was different. Same thing with Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory is a different
But it's
show.
not different anymore.
No, it's become part of the humdrum that is, sitcoms.
Not necessarily a sitcom, and this doesn't even have a laugh track, but just a show that brought up because we were talking about Big Bang Theory and nerds and stuff, is Silicon Valley. Are you keeping up with that show?
I haven't seen this season, but I have seen the last one, and it's funny.
It's good.
It's a great show. See, those are the kind of comedy shows, the 30-minute comedy shows I love, like Silicon Valley, Veep. Have you seen Veep?
Yeah, Veep's.
Veep's good.
I like Silicon Valley better, but
I do too. Those are on HBO, and then you have like the shows that were on NBC for such a long time. I think NBC from like I don't know 05, maybe a little later than that 07 to 2013 had golden years of comedy television that not a lot of people watch these shows, but like or toward the end definitely. But like The Office, Parks and Rec, 30 Rock.
The Office
love
though
30
is
Rock.
hit or miss, like episode to episode.
It's still
It's
though
not consistently.
it is
funny.
an original idea, and it has bred its own type of show. I
That's
think
true.
like that's what Parks and Rec basically was. Except I think Parks and Rec took it a step farther, and I love Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec is probably one of my favorite shows, along with 30 Rock, Community, which have you seen any of the new season?
Well, now it's on Yahoo.
It's on Yahoo Screen. I don't know if it's the greatest season, like, and you can tell
they're into transitioning.
Yeah, you can tell they're kind of struggling a bit, but I'm sticking with it, and I still love all the people in that show. But their first season, man, was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I love that.
And every paintball episode
Yeah,
is just great.
when when Chang has the time bomb, is like and it just explodes. I don't know how that's gonna sound on listeners.
They know what we're talking about.
When I go, boosh, do you know that's an explosion, or
Maybe
it's
we
just,
should like get sound effects to where we can just.
you mean like the daytime
Yeah.
radio shows? Welcome back to Johnny and the Squid.
Go in the brain.
Yeah, this is not that show, and
All
it's not.
sound
It's
effects
also
are original.
it's also not NPR because we're not right in your ear. We're not right in your ear.
Buzz. Which brings up an interesting topic. Seth MacFarlane shows, are they dead or dying? Because Cleveland show is gone.
It was canceled.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But like even it was awful.
No, I like the Cleveland
No.
show. There were episodes where I was like, this guy gets it.
Sometimes.
I don't think it was given a fair chance, honestly.
Why
Toward the
do you think
beginning,
that's so?
it was bad in the beginning, but it got better as it went on, in my opinion.
Do you think it's because some of it is like, I mean, it's a different kind of humor than some of Seth MacFarlane's other stuff,
Yeah,
and they also copy jokes, which bothers me.
yeah.
The only
They relied a lot on the other shows, I think.
my favorite thing that came from that was when Family Guy did the crossovers with the Cleveland show,
Yeah.
and then like, I just remember there's this one scene in Family Guy where Peter's phone starts ringing and it's the Cleveland show theme song, and Cleveland goes, "Oh wow, you have that's the theme
Oh
song."
wow, Peter, you have I can't
Yeah.
do Cleveland. I
And
can't
he
do
goes,
Cleveland.
"Yeah, well the ratings aren't doing too good, so we're gonna do whatever we can."
Oh, when Cleveland came back, I like the fact that they kept his family though
Yeah.
and moved him because I love Rollo and Cleveland Jr.
Do they have the actual? Is that Seth MacFarlane who voices Rollo? In
No, no,
It's
no.
different.
Yeah, no.
So
I
they
think
just like get calls every now and
Seth
then.
MacFarlane. I don't think he didn't voice as many characters on the Cleveland shows he did on like American Dad and Family Guy.
Because he voices everyone.
On Family Guy, he voices Peter, Brian, Stewie, Quagmire, and a lot of other side characters. And like I think the character he did on Cleveland show was the bear for like the first 2 seasons, and then like they got somebody else to do it because it wasn't doing too good.
It's just like I got something better to do. Y'all deal with this.
But yeah, what were you saying?
Another great episode of Family Guy that I watched recently was the one with Liam Neeson. Have
Oh,
you seen
yeah.
that one? Yeah, that's good stuff.
What was the thing? This is worse than the first guy who died at the Battle of so and so.
Yeah.
And it cuts to like this grisly death scene, and it's like, usually those are funny. It's like, I'm not a funny man, you know. I can't do impressions. I do a few, but I can't do Neeson.
No. Well, Liam Neeson, I think he has like his own accent and everything. It's trademarked.
Yeah, it's a trademark Neeson accent.
Yeah.
It's Irish, but not.
Serious Irish.
It's like I'm gonna kill you.
He is after your Lucky Charms, and he will find you, and he will kill you, and he will eat your breakfast cereal.
I was gonna say stay away from my chicks or chicks are for kids, but then I realized that's not.
That's a rabbit.
That's a rabbit chick. I don't know my
Which
breakfast
I feel like if
cereals.
a real rabbit had cereal, he wouldn't care
No.
because he's a rabbit.
Rabbits are the devil. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Rabbits are evil. The smaller the rabbit, the eviler it is. I was at my school when I was in high school at Windsor. We had rabbits, right? And they gave one of the rabbits gave birth, and the male rabbit ate the babies. It ate the babies. They are. If you look into their eyes, you can see Satan. Like it's that
So
kind of
are
thing.
baby rabbits evil, or is it learned behavior?
I think it's an adaptive type thing.
So you just become an asshole?
Yeah. I don't like rabbits. I don't like all rabbits. I don't dislike all rabbits. They're a certain type of rabbit that are like the size of dogs. I forget what they're called, but they're adorable.
Oh,
they're
you're
amazing.
talking about the huge ones, yeah.
Yeah.
They're from somewhere in England, I think.
Yeah, Scotland or something.
Yeah.
One of those islands.
Yeah.
One of the islands, I think.
Just huge rabbits.
They're awesome. I would want one. Rabbits though are those type of they're not dogs or cats. Like they shit everywhere. And
well, they're not house trainable.
and
or it's difficult.
they're dirty and stuff. That's one of the things. Like I think it'd be cool to have exotic, not really exotic, but those types of animals that are unconventional.
Like a snake? Like my 2 snakes?
Well, snakes are easy to I'm talking like a goat. Like a goat would be cool for the first week, and then it'd just be hell on earth. You had a goat, right?
I've had several goats.
And
well, they were more like farm animals.
yeah,
because
you have a big property. And
Steve though. Steve thought
Steve
he
the
was a
goat?
dog.
Steve the goat thought he was a dog.
Yeah, like he ate
Did he
dog food.
Did he scream? Was he a screaming goat?
No, he was not. No. All of our goats were the regular. Although
That is a top-notch goat impression. I
Thank
might
you.
say so myself, sir.
a couple of our goats were like dicks.
Yeah.
To where they would like beat up the other goats. So eventually we had to separate them. And
It's
we
my
put,
turf, man. Get off my grass.
And we put the 2 of them in their own cage, and then they beat each other up.
Mm-hmm.
But then
When you say goats beat each other up, I don't imagine them just like fighting like goats do. I imagine them standing on 2 legs and like rolling up their sleeves and just having a boxing match. That's what I'm envisioning. So
no, it was like that.
it was like that.
Yeah. It was a special breed.
I don't mean to change subject, kind of a bit. Speaking of boxing animals, kangaroos. Have you seen some of the jacked kangaroos from Australia?
Yes. It's frightening.
It's frightening. They're like 6 feet tall and have a 6-pack and like pecs. They could kill you.
And in like the 20s and stuff, people would box kangaroos
Yeah.
and lose.
Yeah.
That's scary. That's a sport we invented.
Well, you can't tell a kangaroo not to use its feet though.
Yeah.
It doesn't know the rules of boxing, so there's a little disadvantage. Like
I wonder what kicks harder, a kangaroo or a horse?
a horse probably.
You think so?
I would say just because of the sheer size, the mass behind it. If you got kicked in the chest with either, it'd hurt. But a horse also has a hoof, so it's got a hard thing to hit you with as well.
Yeah, it's smaller. It's more.
It's like direct.
Yeah.
It'll break your ribs.
It's like me hitting you in the face with a huge steak versus like a knife.
Well, not a knife, more like a mace or a bat.
Yeah, something.
It's
smaller.
not sharp. I'm not gonna get impaled by a horse. Speaking of horses, they are idiots. Horses are probably some of the dumbest animals, and I don't mean to be mean because I like horses. Horses are an integral part of society
and history.
and that's what I meant to say. Like society for a long period of time, they very
I
important.
mean, even cars now are still horsepower
Exactly,
and torque, but
But-
that's unrelated.
they're really dumb. Like I forget what it's called, but horses will sometimes just suck on the fence posts so hard that they get stuck. And they'll fill their they'll get bloated with air, and then somebody will have to come stick them from the fence, and then like massage the air out of them because they're just idiots. They're not smart animals.
It's like you didn't know you should stop like a while ago.
Now I'm not saying that of all horses. I know there's different breeds of horses.
Well, like, there's the one horse that can count, like
That's just probably training.
3.
That's like the dogs. Like you see those things online where like what's 27 divided by 3, and the dog barks that many times. That's just he's just giving a command, and the dog's
The husky that says "I love you" though is totally
that's
that's
legit.
real.
That's legit. We've now reached the point of the podcast where we will impersonate a dog saying "I love you."
Brought to you by Kibbles and Bits.
We need to get sponsors.
Yeah.
We should just get like animal food sponsors, not talk about it at all. Just for no reason.
This is the song the horse makes.
No, the Family Guy bit where it's
Pie
No, this is the European.
Oh yeah.
The moose says shazoo.
The rooster says kikariki.
You know, that's actually true. Like, I mean, not animals don't make those noises, but in other countries they have different like sayings for different animals.
Like noises are associated.
Yeah, like
with,
if you, I remember, I can't remember for the life of me some of the variations, but I saw something the other day where it was frog sounds like ribbit in other countries, and like almost like kick kick, or
Sure, you tried.
But yeah, there's weird. The Polish one was the weirdest, and it was like quack quack or something like that. I don't know.
You know those Poles, they've.
And that's again completely inaccurate. I guarantee you that. That's probably so. If there are any Polish people listening, I apologize. I know you don't use that for your frog, but I had to come up with something on the spot.
The moral of the story is it all sounds different.
The moral of the story is
Not to pick on the Poles.
Poles are awesome.
The Irish are the ones we should pick on.
Oh yeah, screw those Irishmen, right?
Yeah, God.
It's funny because we're both
Irish need
heritage.
not apply. Jeez.
We live in one of the most Irish heavy cities, Savannah, Georgia,
Yeah.
in the country. Those damn Catholic Irish bastards.
Lols. You were at mass yesterday, and you took the You're straight up Catholic, kinda.
Well, I see. I was debating whether or not we went to a graduation at a Catholic school for a friend of ours, and I haven't been to mass in 5 years. So I was debating whether or not to get up, because on the one hand, if I don't get up, you know, there are the people going, Ethan bastard, he's Catholic, he should be taking the Eucharist. And if I do get up, it's, that guy's been here in 5 freaking years.
So you
What's with
decided
him? So I decided to
that's
pretend
better than
like,
being a heathen.
yeah, I decided to pretend like I'm coming back to the church. It's like, good for you, good for you, good for you. But I'm probably not.
No. I like my satanic
I'm not a
congregation.
Satanist. Come on, dude.
I saw the shrine in your room. Don't lie to me.
That wasn't a shrine to Satan.
Who's it to?
Shiva. Come on, man.
Oh, so you're Hindu.
Yeah.
That's an interesting change.
That's where it's at, man. That's where it's at.
I would be more than willing to convert if someone would come talk to me about it.
No, the thing that got me the most during that mass was your grandparents were there, and
They are not Catholic.
they are just so the quintessential non-Catholic, because like the guy's like, and if you please kneel, and your grandma's just sitting there cross-armed, like sitting back in the pews, like no.
Well, see,
No. And your grandpa also had his Windows tablet that he was just casually rising above his head during the mass to take video, and I'm just sitting there like, God, I love this man. That's just the greatest thing.
that goes on another one of my huge beasts where it's like people using their iPads and stuff like tablets. That's not a camera.
Well,
No.
it's not. It's
It's
not.
not.
It's not a camera.
Don't try and legitimize this.
It's-
It's not.
It's not a camera like a regular camera or phone. But if you have it and you don't have a phone with you, you might as well take a picture with it.
Go buy a camera.
Well, what if you can't? What if you don't
I
want a
don't-
camera?
No.
What if you don't?
Stop.
All right, whatever, Josh.
You can't make this work.
So you're dissing your own grandfather?
No. He's old.
I'm gonna tell him. It's mostly old people that I see doing that. I don't ever see like a guy our age holding up a tablet taking pictures of stuff.
Well, that's because guys our age don't use their tablets to take pictures.
They use it for
Surfing the internet.
that whole 35% of the internet. That
Yeah.
is
The what's it called? The underwebs.
37 when I'm on. That's a joke from Silicon Valley. I did not make that up.
Tune in Sunday nights after
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
You'd think we were sponsored.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones though.
Oh God.
Woo!
Everyone, don't. Oh God, I love Game of Thrones.
We might have a segment of this podcast where we just call Spoiler Cast, and we'll talk about the shows that we like really like this week. And it'll be at the end of the show. I was thinking about this the other day. It'll be at the end of the show so that people who haven't seen it can go ahead and just shut down so they don't get spoiled. But I really want to talk and converse with other people about my favorite show and the best show on television, Game of Thrones.
On that note, look at your hand.
Okay.
Now look at your pinky finger.
All right, I'm looking.
Now cut it off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mr. Finger.
For those of you who are keeping up,
Mr. Peter Finger.
Peter Finger.
That one's for you, Game of Thrones fans. I don't know, man. I like this. I'm not going to get into spoiler territory, so you guys don't have to worry about it. guys. I love this. Is our first podcast. And we're like, you audience members, you're gonna.
All three of you. We love
My mom.
We appreciate your support.
No, but for people, I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but that character, Peter Baelish, is just. I don't like him. I was saying this the other day. I don't like him as a person, or even what he's doing. But I think he's such a well-developed character.
He's a great character.
Great. Same thing with even the new character, the High Sparrow. I guess that is kind of spoiler. I'm not going to tell you who he is, but just a great, well-developed character.
We haven't had enough time with him though to get the same.
But I like the actor who plays him, and I just think his character is a strong one, unlike some in the show. I'm not going to go into the whole them changing things from the books because honestly I don't care.
Well, you're the only one in this conversation who can have an opinion about that.
Yeah, because you haven't read.
I'm
You
lazy.
illiterate son of a.
Yeah.
I just said illiterate. I completely bombed that whole insult. I'm sorry.
However, if I'm illiterate and I've made it all the way through my freshman year of college, I think I've done pretty well for myself.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I should get an award. And then someone please teach me how to read.
But yeah, I've read the books, and the thing that makes it okay for me is that now I have two different Game of Thrones, or two different A Song of Fire and Ices, if you will. I have two different stories.
Yeah, I always forget that it's not called a Game of Thrones.
The books, yeah.
Yeah.
It's A Song of Fire and Ice,
That's
or
weird.
Ice and Fire,
So why didn't they call the
never
TV
understood.
show that?
because
Is it less catchy? I guess.
probably I don't know if it's less catchy. It's just I don't know. Game of Thrones sounds better for a TV series.
Yeah.
Because the Song of Fire and Ice, it's like an epic tale. It's like it's like a sprawling.
Versus just like
Journey
an hour
and-
of boobs.
Yeah. Hey, it's not all boobs.
It was like for a season.
The first and second season, yeah, had its, but I think we've gotten to the point where like the showrunners are like, okay, we got our audience. We don't need to.
We don't need to bribe them anymore with boobs. That would bring an interesting conversation, an interesting like a special topics, which I
Mhm.
don't know you or I. We would probably have to have like your mom on as a guest star or something
Yeah.
to get the woman side of that.
My mom.
Well, because
You want
she's-
my mom on the
your
show?
mom is a rather
You haven't met
well,
my
she's,
mother, but
she's versed in Game of Thrones,
she is, and she's an articulate woman,
an articulate woman.
a learned
Yeah.
woman who has
Well-spoken.
opinions.
Yeah,
on
and she's
things.
opinionated
Uh,
about what I was getting towards is we need a third opinion on the fact that Natalie Dormer doesn't do her own nude scenes.
Natalie Dormer? You're
I
talking
mean,
about
not Natalie Dormer.
Emilia Clarke,
Yeah, Amelia Clark didn't do her own nude scenes after.
season 1 or 2.
Yeah,
believe.
I think it was after 1. Like she renegotiated a contract.
Yeah, because I
Did you know
remember
that's-
season 3 there was a scene of her in the bath, and those are definitely CGI boobs.
Amelia Clark wasn't supposed to play Danny.
Yeah, I read that.
It wasn't in the pilot.
Who was it?
I don't remember.
There was a lot of people in the pilot who weren't
Yeah.
supposed to be there, or who got replaced rather.
You know
Yeah.
who I would love? I would love for them to start doing like celebrity cameos,
Mm-hmm.
like totally like irrelevant characters. But like, did you know?
Hi, I'm Bill the Butcher, played by, Louis C.K.
Did you know that the drummer from Coldplay
Yeah, Will
was
Champion.
played the drummer in the?
Is that Will Champion? I think so. Anyways, yeah, he was the drummer at the Red Wedding. Did you see the
Yeah.
the Red Nose Day musical thing? If you haven't seen that, go check that out.
If you're a Game of Thrones fan.
And if you're caught up completely,
Yeah, because spoilers.
when that one guy and the other guy locked eyes,
Yeah.
and you're like ah, that was fun. Red Nose, I enjoyed the whole Red Nose Day thing, and it was for a good cause. I like that. If you don't know what that is, go check it out. Just Google it. Google's your friend. You know what? Completely changing the subject. This is, we gotta wind down eventually. We've been talking for like 40 minutes, but Google, right? I was talking about this the other day. A company is at the top of its game, is an empire when you use its name
As a verb.
as a verb. Yeah. Like, you don't say let's go Yahoo it or let's go Bing it. You say let's go Google it. And I have a feeling they meant for that to happen. Like I don't know, I can't remember if they had any advertisement where people were like, oh, let's go Google it or something like that. But that's
Well, Google's like, if you use anything else, you're just weird. Like if Google is not your homepage.
yeah, Xbox One.
Yeah. Bing, go home.
Xbox, please Google. Do you mean Bing? No. God damn, I need Google. Yeah.
Well, that's like even Microsoft. I want to say that whenever my grandpa started up his, because he got a new PC a while ago, he started it up. I want to say the homepage for Internet Explorer was Google.
Probably wasn't.
Or no, he has Comcast. It was Comcast.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have their own search engine.
Comcast?
I think so.
Xfinity? Can I talk about how much I hate Comcast? They are a devil company.
Not so they can shut off the internet like mid pockets or.
Yeah, they hear this just like, well, guess who's not getting internet anymore?
Well, I hate them because they won't run internet to my house.
Yeah, Josh lives in the middle of nowhere. Well, not in the middle of nowhere. A little out of sight
On
of
the
civilization.
outskirts of town, but far enough away from the road.
How much were they charging you for?
Oh, it was crazy. It was $8 a foot, and I think we had to run like 500 foot of pipe.
You know, if this becomes popular, we might get sued.
Oh well, totally worth it. Hold on though. If Rush Limbaugh can run his mouth and say whatever he wants, then we can say whatever we want.
Rush Limbaugh. Yeah.
Come on, politics. Let's talk about politics.
Yeah,
everybody.
politics.
No, there's already enough podcasts about that.
You and I could talk about politics because I think we are alike enough, but also have different opinions to actually have a really nice debate and actually be civil, unlike some people who just scream into the microphone.
Fox News.
No, Fox News is just inaccurate. It's just lie.
That was also on Family Guy. Lois said, "True things once on Fox News become false."
You know, I feel like I'm not going to say Fox News gets a bad rap because they deserve the rap they get, but a lot of news channels nowadays are just kind of crap.
Yeah.
Like Fox News is just wildly inaccurate. You got CNN, who's basically, entertainment news at this point. Like they'll run the same thing over and over and over again to just get your views. And MSNBC is just MSNBC. I mean, I consider myself kind of left of center, which means, I would probably be more inclined to watch an MSNBC. But still, I go on there and I'm just like, you guys are kind of lame. Like,
well, it's like if you want to know any truth about what's going on in America, you have to go to one of two places. You have to go either to the internet and visit a million different news sources until you get all the facts straight.
Yeah.
Or go to the BBC.
Or Al Jazeera.
Yeah.
Al Jazeera is pretty good too, which is weird because
we have to go to foreign networks.
We have to go to foreign networks to understand what's happening in the good old USA.
Still the best goddamn country in the world, though.
God, yeah. I'm a patriot.
I'll
bleed red, white, and blue. They took our guns. You better not take my guns, man. All one of them.
No, with you it's your swords.
Oh, I have a ton of swords, yeah. I don't think anybody's going to come and take my swords, though. Because let's be honest. I mean, I could do some damage with a sword, but somebody's going to stop me if I have a sword. It's not going to be that hard to stop me.
Well, yeah. Because someone's going to pull out a gun.
Yeah. Also, my swords are decorative.
Yeah.
They're not sharp, and they would probably fall apart if I hit somebody with them. Because they have, they're not full tang. I'm not going to go into sword, Yeah, I know. Josh was just looking at me and then pointing to his wrist like, we should wrap this up. You can just talk,
Well, we haven't really picked a designated time.
Well, because
we need to get a unified,
Oh, yeah. I figured these things would be about 45 minutes long to an hour. Maybe if that's too long, 30 minutes. But we went way over 30 minutes. And by way over 30 minutes, I mean 12 probably. But yeah, I figured maybe we get one more thing in. What do you want to talk about, Josh? Have you seen Mad Max yet?
I have not seen Mad Max.
Then we can't talk about. Watch Mad Max.
I haven't seen the last Avengers movie yet.
Well, that's okay.
Well, after
it wasn't.
You went and you said there was no Star Wars trailer, so
there's no real reason to see it. Star Wars though. Let's talk about Star Wars. Let's finish this with the greatest thing that's ever happened to humanity.
Too deep because there's so much we have to talk. There's so many subjects to go in.
I just want to say how excited I am, and I am a fanboy. I'm not gonna lie. I am a total Star Wars fanboy. But I'm excited, but I'm also scared. You know what I mean? I want this to be good. I want it to be something worthwhile.
Well, because if they ruin it, then we riot, and we will burn down Hollywood until they make a good...
All of the Star Wars fans will
because you have to realize, I mean, that's an international success story that's been around since the late...
The School of Jedi
1979, right?
Is an actual religion in Australia.
No.
It's a serious thing.
You can get a card. You can register online and say, I'm a member of the church. And you can, on government papers, you can register as a Jedi. But the funny thing is that...
Excuse me, sir. Religion? Jedi?
You can also...
Sith? No, Jedi.
Jedi. you can tie it in with other religions because like it's not all inclusive. Like because basically all the Jedi faith says is that all life forms are linked through like an intangible.
Have you done a lot of
force.
research on this?
Yeah, because I looked at it once and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if people asked me what religion are you? Oh,
Can
Jedi.
you use the Force?
No.
I'm learning. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
a process, people. Okay, I
I'm
gotta.
a Padawan. Okay, chill out. Or a youngling. Oh God. One day we're just gonna have to like take all the Star Wars movie episodes. Well, yeah, they're episodes.
The movie episode.
And break down like the best scenes from each movie or like the most dramatic scenes from each movie because
The most dramatic scene from episode 2 is the entire movie, though.
2 is a great movie. It's necessary
No,
for
it's
the
not.
rest of yes.
We will die
The only-
having this argument. You know that. Like,
Look at
like
me though. The
on our
most-
deathbeds, we're still gonna be like, episode 2 sucked. No, it was the greatest movie of all time.
The saddest scene in any Star Wars movie is episode 3
No,
when
okay,
he
episode
kills
3.
the younglings.
Okay, I'll give you saddest because the first 3 were not sad. They were actually pretty.
First 3 as in
When I say the first 3, you know what I mean.
4, 5, 6?
Yes, they weren't. You're right. They weren't sad. So that was a dark moment. I didn't cry or anything.
Well, no, but it's just the fact that Anakin murders children.
Yeah,
Let that sink in, people. Anakin,
is a child murderer.
that's awful. He killed kids. Like that's. But I almost feel bad because he's acting under the
You feel
pretense.
bad for the child murderer?
Because he's doing what he's doing to save the love of his life. So
Okay, we can talk about this.
we'll have a Star Wars episode.
We'll have a whole Star Wars episode
And a
next time
Game of Thrones episode.
on our yet unnamed podcast. If you are listening and you have made it this far, congratulations.
You win.
You win the prize that is nothing. We might actually have prizes one day to give
Maybe
out to
one day.
people.
That would
It's not going to be anything special. It's like a pack of gum.
Maybe we'll make T-shirts.
But we'll have our own little logo on it.
Yeah.
Josh and Ethan. I don't know why I keep saying your name first.
Well, because I don't know. That
Because
is weird.
E becomes before J.
I think it's your
It
name.
sounds better.
Your
It's
name's
2
longer.
syllables. Yeah, so Ethan and Josh. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But if you have made it this far, please, give us some name suggestions. It would be great if we could get some suggestions because we're not very creative people, honestly.
No.
Well, sort of. Not when it comes to naming
Yeah.
things.
Perhaps with topics too.
And even all your internet trolls, if you are listening, even send your name suggestions. I don't care what it is. It could be anything.
It could be funny. We might use it.
It could be completely derogatory. I don't care. We might not use those, but we'll get a good laugh.
Yeah.
That's all, and that's all that really matters in the end of the day, isn't it?
That's
Get a
what we're
good
here
laugh.
for.
Well, thanks for being here, Josh.
Thanks for having me. I hope I'm here every episode from now on.
On our podcast.
Are you getting rid of me? Is this like?
I'm gonna fire you in after 3 episodes. I'll bring somebody else in here.
It's good to know.
It'll just be a
that
rotating co-host.
You're letting me know this now,
Yeah.
so I can plan my own solo career that will ultimately fail and spiral down to where you'll see me working at like a McDonald's or something.
Yeah. Just coked up.
Yeah.
Well, not coke. No, I'm sorry. Probably meth. Coke's
Yeah.
some rich people drug, and you're
Yeah.
working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
So again, no offense to anybody who works at McDonald's. I'm just saying.
Or someone who does coke
Yeah.
or meth. Well, if you do meth, you should feel bad. Get help. Coke.
Hey man, Breaking Bad. There's a lot of money in meth.
In making meth, not in being addicted to meth.
True.
Yeah, that's.
You want to start a meth business?
We'll probably talk about it after
Okay, we'll talk about it after the thing. Okay, bye everybody.
Yep, this has been Ethan and Josh.